Hey guys, today we are going to talk again about the merger of three projects, Agix, Ocean, and Fetch, as new details about the merger have surfaced and it will happen much sooner than we were told. In addition, we will try to analyze what awaits this project, if it really will be able to occupy top positions in the market, and most importantly, how much the AC token can theoretically cost in the future. So be sure to watch this video till the end, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. Count of how many times I've made videos about projects merger. However, I can't stop because new details about the ASI case are coming out all the time, so I suggest we go into more detail about what happened this time. For those who didn't watch my last video, I would like to remind you that the projects announced the full transition to ASI on July 15th. However, just a few days ago, a rather interesting article was published on the official Artificial Superintelligence Alliance page, in which the teams talk about a new postponement of the token merger into one asset. However, this time the date has been moved to a closer date, namely July 1st. Against this background, all three tokens showed quite good growth. And despite the rather negative mood in the market, you can see almost 50% growth for Fetch in the last week, the same situation for Agix, and almost 40% growth for Ocean. In fact, this is the most unexpected comeback. As you can see from the rather negative news about the postponement to July 15th, the news about the merger on July 1st just launched all three assets into space. By the way, my experimental portfolio has done quite well against this backdrop. And if you are surprised that I say quite well and the screen only shows plus 3% for the whole time, let me show you what happened to this portfolio just a week ago. So in fact, we saw a pretty good price comeback. So congratulations to everyone who's held tokens so far and hasn't sold below the entry point. And before we get into a detailed review of the combination and all its details, I would like to talk about some pretty interesting analytics from Santiment that point to possible growth in the overall market soon enough. Right now, we are witnessing one of the biggest social surges and dominance of the word bottom in the crypto media space this year. 6 out of 7 times were the beginning of market growth, and the situation is similar now. It is not clear where this will lead, but the statistics are on the side of the bulls. Another indicator for analyzing the market, the Fear and Greed Index, is also at a record low of 30. We are seeing this for the first time in 18 months, so it's likely that this is just a shaking out of weak hands and the calm before the storm. Let us know what you think in the comments. Though the team gave us a lot of details and described absolutely all the processes of the merger in detail, even I still have questions about the merger. However, let's go through the most important things, or rather the answers to the most common questions you leave in the comments. What do I have to do to convert my Agix, Ocean, or FET tokens into ASI? Actually, I have already answered this question many times, but now there are some more interesting details. If you keep your funds on centralized exchanges, you don't need to do anything. This is exactly what the ASI team says, but in their talks about merging, they do not specify the list of exchanges, and it becomes clear from the same Twitter threads that not all exchanges fall under this list. Supporters write a lot about this in the project's comments, and the most surprising thing is that even some large projects, such as the European bank Revolut, do not fully know whether FET, Agix, and Ocean tokens will be automatically converted on their platform. It's hard for me to draw conclusions in this regard, but I can say for sure that this is a communication problem of ASI, because they need to make it clear with their message what will happen and how it will be done. Personally, I believe that absolutely all centralized exchanges that have these three tokens will automatically convert your assets, because otherwise it is not clear what the team was actually doing and why they postponed the merger of projects due to technical issues. By the way, the conversion mechanics have also changed a bit. Now your Agix and Ocean tokens will be converted to Fetch on July 1st at a rate of 0.43 and then converted to ASI in the middle of the month. So if you are really picky, they have not changed anything, and the actual release of the ASI project is scheduled for mid-July. It is also very important to note that Ocean and Agix will be suspended on July 1st, so keep this in mind if you are planning to deposit funds on the exchange. For people who keep their assets in cold wallets, the situation is a bit worse, as you will have to exchange your assets yourself through a smart contract. And while the process itself may be more difficult, at least they have made it clear that those wallets that currently support Agix, FET, and Ocean will also support ASI, but you will have to add it yourself. However, it should be clarified here that they are planning to implement a very convenient system that will actually automatically convert tokens to ASI. You will need to perform several actions to do so. You can see the screenshots from the team on the screen, so I recommend visiting their page and studying the information about the combination and all the processes that follow from it in more detail. By the way, the merger itself is divided into 2 phases, each of which will involve a fair amount of work and interaction with exchanges, projects, and so on. So let's see where it goes. In the meantime, feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions about the merger, because closer to July 1st, I plan to update this video and add new details that should be released closer to the merger of assets. So below that video, I will be able to answer your questions if you have any videos on FET. Then you know that my realistic prediction was a price of $25–30 per one FET token at the peak of the bull market. Now consider the fact that there will be almost twice as many tokens, namely 2.6 billion ASI. It is not difficult to understand that it will be extremely difficult to reach such price levels. That is, if we assume that when the ASI token is released, the capitalization will be 7.5 billion and the price of the asset will be about 2.8. It becomes obvious that at a price of $30, the capitalization will be as much as 75 billion. And these are actually the numbers that Solana could have right now if it grows a little bit, or BNB if it falls a little bit. Do I believe in this scenario? To be honest, no, although I don't dismiss it, but I still believe that at the top of the bull market, we will see a more reasonable price of up to $15. That will be very cool because it will still be a very large capitalization, and that will only be possible if the merger goes well and the companies really develop their product as much as possible. But in the short term, I see a slight dip right after ASI comes out. It seems to me that we could see a prototype play out between the $2 and 1.5 zones, with a subsequent break of the support level at 1.5. At the same time, I don't see any reason to worry, and will just wait for more news and monitor the situation. Moreover, the team is led by very experienced AI specialists, so even after a slight pullback, I see a lot of potential for further growth. The potential of the technology is much higher than most similar projects, so ASI may well become a leader in the AI market. I would like to remind you that this video is by no means financial advice. This is just my vision and thoughts on the market, so always do your own research and invest wisely before you invest. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the growth of coins. Thanks for watching, your Coin Post.